Hey and welcome to the MX5 guide on Circuit de Ledenon in iRacing. This will be one of the hardest weeks of the season, so don't worry when you're a bit off the pace, because everyone will struggle around here. As always, you can practice against my ghost cars, you can find the lap files on a community Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and you can find the telemetry on Garage 61. The first turn is a high-speed turn, so make sure you position a car on the right edge of the track to hit a wide entry. Turn in, and once you reach the first inside curb you want to lift and give the brakes a super soft touch. You don't want to be rough with your inputs, this turn is all about patience, so maintain a soft touch on the brakes and slowly decelerate as you drive deeper into the turn. Right on the halfway point between both inside curbs I'm using a manual blip to shift down into third gear. This helps me to steadily decelerate even further while keeping the car on a smooth line. When you reach the second curb, then you want to overthink your inputs. Sometimes you will still be quite fast around here, so you want to maintain the pressure on the brakes. I was quite happy with my pace, so I let go from the pedals and let the engine do the rest of the work. Use the manual blip to downshift into the second gear right before you reach the outside curb and keep the car on a smooth and steady line. You want to let the car swing to the outside and be patient. Once the car turned and you know that you will make the exit, you want to step on the throttle and attack the curbs. Push the car to the left edge of the track, and the track is dropping off right ahead of us. You can see it when you look at the kink in the white line right here. When you reach that spot, then you want to turn towards the upcoming inside curb, step on the brakes and shift all the way down into first gear. Use the manual blip as you shift down into first gear to keep the car more stable and aim for a tight line around the inside curb. You don't want to touch the curb and be careful when you engage the throttle, because the track is very uneven and if you are too aggressive around here then you will spin the car. Abuse the track limits once again by driving with your right wheels over the white line to prepare a wide entry into the next turn. The next turn doesn't really have a good marker for braking, but there's something on the track. There's a faint line, a brake and then another faint mark right here. When you reach the mark in the green circle you want to turn in towards the next inside curb and hit the brakes. The reason why I mentioned this faint line which comes before the mark is because you need to know how the track looks like, since when you are following another car you won't be able to spot the mark before it's too late. So use this line to your advantage and you know that once it disappears the braking point is coming up. Use the manual blip on the downshift into first gear to keep the car more stable and be patient as you turn the car. You don't want to be too aggressive on the throttle because the rear is really unstable around here and wants to spin. Prepare a wide entry again by driving with your left wheels over the white line and lift as you turn in into the next high speed turn. Attack the throttle again before you reach the curb, and I didn't notice a difference in my runs between attacking it and driving around it. Driving around it is probably a bit safer in the race, but I leave it up to you to decide. Let the car swing onto the curb and use the extension on the left as marker for braking. You want to go hard on the brakes and shift all the way down into first gear. Drive over the white line again and look to the inside. The next apex appears right underneath this tree, so once you see this tree fully appear, you want to start turning in. You can attack this curb when your tires are in the window, but be careful when they are cold, because the car really doesn't like it. Let the car swing to the right edge of the track and hit the brakes before you reach the end of the curb on the right side. You want to go hard on the brakes and shift all the way down into first gear again. This inside curb, however, is a party pooper, so try to avoid it at all costs. You want to be a bit careful when you engage the throttle and drive right around it to hit a clean exit. Point the car towards the upcoming inside curb, and it's a bit difficult to see in the frame, but you will notice it when you're driving around here. The track is about to drop off to the right, and when you drive into this drop, then you want to hit the brakes and shift all the way down into first gear. You want to fully attack the curb and use a manual blip as you shift down into first gear to keep the car stable. Try to attack the throttle as early as you can, ideally before you reach the curb, because there's an uphill exit coming up and any momentum you lose out on will hurt you badly on your way up to the start-finish line. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I wish you all the best for the next weekend. See you next time!